Well, I just rode into a huge pothole and I fell off the front, so I'm like this, just separated and flew out here. You're gonna fall like a pancake. So if I would have had an elbow guard, like, you know, for more reference, if you don't have knee guards, but I mean, if we don't have our eyes on the road, then we're gonna get what we're gonna get, right? Yeah. I'm like looking to the side, filming to the side. We're gonna go meet up Daniel and Thomas. So let's go. Sunglasses. No one can see. Excuse me, is there any food? Is there any food up in here? How's it going? Yeah. Nice and quiet here, huh? Got a little train. Yeah. Got a little train passing by there. So it's a relaxing eating environment. Very relaxing. So let's take a look at what Thomas has done. The MSX modifications. He put some bumper pads on the side pads, and he has also cut out of foam and put bumper pads to make jump pads. So he has made some jump pads here, and then he's put some padding on his seat to give it a bit more comfort. You gonna try? Nah. Then I will try. Gotta dig the ankles in there. Just gotta make sure you don't jump off the wheel. So nothing is free. It's gonna require practice. But yeah, I would put mine maybe a tiny bit lower, but you gotta like squeeze, grab, and learn. I'm so short anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's comfy. It's nice and comfy. I have now developed my left ass cheek. Tell them how it feels, how it feels. back there.
Don't let them know what you're thinking. I bet you never tell them how it feels. How it feels. Cover it up, you like to play your own game. Cover it up, don't let them know what you're thinking. I bet you never tell them how it feels. How it feels.
What those little triangles on the crosswalks mean. The triangles mean that the cars are supposed to stop and that people that are crossing have priority. That's what it means. Monica has gotten a taste for speed now, and it's less windy. So let's see if she hears the beeps on the MSX. Yeah, buddy. Master carver. Nice carving, bro. Looks good, man. Looks good.
Why do you keep a long leash on a dog?
Yeah.
On a bicycle path.
Exactly.
You hate the dog.
Yeah. Then you want your dog to die. Exactly. And then blame it on the dog.
Yeah.
I gotta please decelerate going up the hill in this crazy wind before my 45 km/h speed alarm. So the please decelerate is synonymous with the soft tilt back, which is the 80% power output. Easy to overlean with so much intent.
Wasn't just some army of love. Maybe we just losing control. Without it all feeling like lost. I need some more. I need some more. I need it again. 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 Wasn't just some army of love. Maybe we just losing control.
Now stop.
Now we don't feel like lost.
Yes.
Need some more. I need some more.
Big and back.
I need it again. I need it again. I need it again.
The Kaly abuser. We came just in time to miss the sun. Perfect.
Oh, we're gonna be here.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here for a bit. Yeah. Enjoy.
I need it again. You holding up the wall, white t-shirt on. Tell me your love, I'll take the chair. Whoa, the night is young. Wanna have some fun? Do you like what I got on? It's time to dance. Don't fight the feeling. Let's get the feeling. Show me the moves you got. Yeah. Don't leave me hanging. The music's banging. I'll show you mine. Just watch. Yeah, take that. It's time to hit the dance floor.
Now your ass get some air.
You holding up the wall, white t-shirt on. Tell me your love.
So a lot of people talking about the MSX tire.
Whoa, the
So
night is
terrible at
young.
off-road.
Wanna have
I
some
don't know what the hell
fun?
off-road you guys are doing, man. You're riding on mud.
It's time to dance.
I know a lot of people call this off-road. This is like you're not on the road. But yeah, this is like a highway. It's very good off-road, not a road.
It's time to hit the dance floor.
Not technical off-road. That's when you're blasting around at 9% battery. 40 dare to lean that much on this.
Whoa, the night is young. Wanna have some fun? Do you like what I got on? It's time to dance. Don't fight the feeling. Let's get the feeling. Show me the moves you got. Yeah. Don't leave me hanging. The music's banging. I saw your mind just watch. Yeah, take that. It's time to hit the dance floor. I got it, what you say. Come show me what you stand for. Stop looking, walk this way. It's time to hit the dance floor. I got it, what you say. Come show me what you stand for. Stop looking, walk this way. It's time to hit the dance floor.
Yeah.
It's time to hit the dance floor. Don't fight the feeling. Let's get the feeling. Show me the moves you got. Yeah. Don't leave me hanging. The music's banging. I'll show you mine. Just watch. Yeah, take that.
Cause we're gone. There's no place I'd rather be. Cause we're gone. When you're staring back at me. Cause we're gone. And you're staring back at me.
I don't think anyone wants you to buy a wheel with suspension though. So Thomas was just at 6% battery and now it went up to 14, and so it's probably going to be at 20. And this is like near the end of the battery, so it's going to sag a bit more, right? Yeah. So ride it slow and you'll get home. Ride it, ride it slow. 40%. Ah, the haters. I wonder what Monica is at. The MSX battery, just worry. I just feel terrible about the MSX battery. But in the end, when me and Monica go riding, we get the same range between these two wheels. Yeah. But the thing is that she usually doesn't ride like an asshole. But she did today. Asahoro! Oh, car! Careful, car! Nice. Pothole.
I've been thinking, baby, we could get away and never look back.
Yeah, super nice.
Never look back. No. 'Cause we're gone. There's no place I'd rather be. 'Cause we're gone. When you're staring back at me.
Well, I just rode into a huge pothole and I fell off the front, so I'm like this, and so I like started to lose balance off the front, and the 16X accelerated. So it accelerated, but I was still falling, and so I took a step off, and let's look at the pothole anyway. So here's this hole. So I hit this hole, and then here I got a yield, I fell forward, I went here, I took a step, I went down. So I went down on this knee, I went down on this hip, and then I corkscrewed to the side, right? Always the hands, man.
Yeah, check the marks.
Always the hands. Yeah, so here's where the pedal hit. So I just want to see how my wheel is doing, and then I'll worry. Oh, look at this. So the whole shell just separated and flew out here. Because we got screw holes here, so the whole shell just flew out. Right?
Maybe you can try to push it.
I'm gonna put it in rice, is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna push it together. So let's see. Hold on. Film me first. So the first thing about falling is no matter what you think, you're gonna fall like a pancake, right? So there's no boo. You're gonna fall like a pancake. So if I would have had an elbow guard, you know, then maybe I wouldn't have gotten that. And just like for more reference, if you don't have knee guards, then you're gonna get that, right? So you can have knee guards, you can have elbow guards. I probably got a nice scrape here as well. No, looks good, but you know, I hit here as well.
Plenty of layers.
Yeah, plenty of layers. Not really, but it doesn't matter. When we go down, and it's gonna suck. Right?
That
And
was maybe 20.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was 20. I had no chance of running it off. Right, so this here,
No, I was just telling you how to look at the view, I think.
yeah, yeah, it's true. I was looking at the view. I was filming the
You're a
view.
nice
I
guy.
was
Yeah.
filming the view. So if we put it that way, you know,
Yeah.
if we don't have our eyes on the road,
It's Daniel's fault.
Yeah.
no, but I mean, if we don't have our eyes on the road, then we're gonna get what we're
Yeah.
gonna get,
Yeah.
right? I'm like looking to the side, filming to the side. Then I turn the camera off. Then I know what I don't know what I start looking at, but I sure as hell wasn't looking down,
No.
right?
And not at those naked people over there.
No, exactly. All right. Well, I'm gonna park this and wank around a bit and see what I can manage.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thanks. So yeah, you know, that's gonna have to put that in rice. That's the way it is. That's the way it is, man. Keep your eyes on the road.
Där kan du se.
So, damage control. The shell that was already a bit loose has gotten looser and it doesn't want to stay on. So I'm gonna have to take that apart and see. And well, it doesn't want to stay on, it doesn't want to stay tight. And then I smacked my elbow, I smacked my knee, and I smacked this foot a bit. So it probably rolled as I ran, because you know, you take a step, you go down, your arm goes out, and you roly-poly. So, and that's it, you know. And like Thomas just said, it's better that this happens at 20-ish kilometers an hour, because then you relearn respect, right? From learning respect, you relearn respect with a little reminder now and then that keep your eyes on the road, man. Because I mean, this isn't about wearing protection and not wearing protection, because you're gonna go down. And if I would have gone down another way, if I would have been overweight and weighed 90 kilos instead of 64 kilos, and not that my fitness thing, I would have gone down hard, you know, and then 1 or 2 shoulders will be gone. Usually one, you get this, you know, you get a nice broken collarbone or a separated shoulder like I already have, right? So I landed on my good arm, let's call it that.
So, like me being overweight, I have my pads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And your shoulder is still gonna fly,
Oh yeah.
right? That's the thing, especially on that board.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Ska vi dra på lite tape?
I'm just gonna see if the wheel rolls. We made a little song about this. Ride it, da, 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 ride it, na 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 na. Yeah, it rolls. Let's look at the tire. That's the pedal vibrating. The tire isn't any more warped than it was.
I think it's only the separation of the shell.
Yeah, it's just the separation of the shell,
Yeah.
but that's like a big separation. Look at this. Look at the size of this separation, man. Look at this. So something has moved in there, right? Something has shifted in there. That's like it's a bit. It's not impossible, but it's a bit difficult. So maybe the battery moved a tiny bit.
Rough divorce.
Exactly. Maybe the battery shifted or some cable is sticking out or something like that. So I'm not going to tighten it too much. I'm just going to ride it. Ride it. Ride it. Ride it. Ride it. The McFallen song. So yeah, when you fall once, you don't really want to fall again, you know. Because getting scraped on the same place twice. No. Slow down. Are you okay, Jimmy? Yeah, I'm cool like a fool in a swimming pool. Enough to fall again at this speed. Now I want to fall. Not anymore. This is too slow. Faster. So yeah, I started to hear some grinding from the wheel. I rode over some stick and I'm like, shit, did a cable fall out? And then you like hear a noise coming from the wheel as you spin it. I'm like, yeah, that's a ball bearing. I'm a ball bearing professional. That's a ball bearing. Because I hit the wheel in the front, you know, the slope was like that, and it was like bam. It's like sort of like hitting a wall. So yeah, the only thing I can say about the fall, I'm not happy about the shell being split, and also, let's see this guy. Yes, choose a side. Go choose a side. And about the actual fall, man, it burns. It burns. Not in a ring of fire, but it burns. So I'm just gonna, you know, unscrew the wheel, I guess, put some new screws in there. Yeah, good for you, Mick Ragtard. Riding on the wrong side of the street, the stupid ass. Look at me like I'm the one that's stupid. You're stupid. Let's listen to the wheel. Sounds good, man. Ride it on my grade. I'm a careful rider. Look at that, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. terrible, I tell you. See, something's stopping it there. We'll see. What you get? 43%. You did 37 kilometers. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that will total 80, right? So
Yeah.
you lost something in between because McFallen.
Yes.
Yeah. All good. Did you have fun?
Yes, I did have fun, but I was worried about you.
Of course. Yeah. But it's no worries, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 I know. It's terrible. It sucks
It
to fall.
hurts, yeah.
Yeah, well, it
but, you
sucks to
know.
fall. It sucks to fall.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, you know, and my elbow burns a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
My elbow burns. So we can do an updated look and check out the entire elbow damage.
Oh, gosh.
Right. And I mean, this burns. This is always like nasty, you know. But we got scrapes like that when we were kids. And here. So, you know, if you don't want to get scraped anywhere in life, wear body armor in the places that you don't want to get scraped, because that's where you're going to get scraped. Right? And that's the thing. I've hurt myself worse running.
Yeah,
Even.
I know.
So it's not like I'm going to wear body armor there. And then my foot is feeling a bit, you know, squishy. And yeah, otherwise, you know, there's nothing. You usually know where you've done it because it burns.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The burning.
All right.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now when I put the shell on, it just went on. I don't know if this is supposed to be routed like this. I guess it's okay that that's routed like that. I'm not like really digging. Yeah, you know, it's not going to go anywhere else. And if I slap this on, then it's just like, it's there. So I'm not getting the same tension that I was getting before. So, you know, it goes on. I'll just get like proper screws there and here. Let's take a look at the crack, if we can see it. Aha, okay, well there obviously there's nothing gonna go in. Yeah, and this is a broken, is it a broken screw? No, it's just a screw that wasn't doing anything. So this part here was just a screw that was doing nothing. And yeah, there's an insert, there's probably not an insert, and then there's a piece of plastic. And then I was supposed to have a crack. Yeah, here's the crack. So there's that crack over there. There's my knee, right? It's no biggie. There's my elbow. It's no biggie. It's just an elbow, you know. We've done worse when we were kids. My knee just looks like that. That does the same also. And then I got some pain there, so that might swell up. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That's the way it is. Put it in rice. Put everything in rice. There's a lot of different tension on the screws, so I had to get this part actually got tight, which it wasn't before. But there's a tiny sliver there, and here I didn't even put the screws in because then it caused like the whole shell to warp. So these two bottom screws, they like move the shell down, and then I got this part popping up again. So yeah, good enough for me. I don't see water going, there's not much up there, you know. There's space, some cables, batteries, motherboard, speaker, light. No water here, please. So yeah. And I just wanted to see that the BMS is working, so it's charging. It's all good, because I gotta ride it. So here there used to be like a, damn it man, get in there. Here it wouldn't close properly before. Now that's like a tiny separation here at the front. This screw works. This screw does not have a connector. This screw works. This screw does not have a connector. This screw does not have a connector. These screws aren't in. This screw works. That screw works. That's like half the screws, man. Since I didn't put these in, because if I had these in, then this wanted to warp out. And when this warps out, then this part here warps out. And this part here especially warps out. And I don't want the top to warp. If the bottom warps, that's fine. So what happens is there's a bit of warping here, so there's a bit of resistance in the pedal. And there's like a bit of play on the side of the shell. But I mean, I really have to put like all my weight on this and slide the shell down. So I don't know if maybe there's something in the middle or in this area that's creating tension, that's causing it to like maybe bend a bit instead of being like more in a straight line. When I put the shell on, it was hell to get this screw in. So if I put this screw in, then it was almost impossible to get this screw in, because this one really wanted to be up. So I had to grab the shell and I had to pull the shell up. But you know, it's good. I still got the same battle scar on the mudguard from before. Like the back closed really well. Right? This was loose before. This was loose. This was like a. I don't really like seeing that kind of stuff. And here, yeah, I guess maybe a washer or something, you know, if I think that this is an issue. And then I just got new strips and put those on. So it's all coolio. Sorry if I sound a bit mumbly, I'm smoking, chilling. And yeah, it works, you know, so nothing to see. I put in the fast charger, it didn't burn down the house, and it charged up, and it used battery here, and it's not a unrealistic amount. But it really looked terrible. After the crash, it really looked terrible, because this whole half here was just like separated and didn't want to go in. But once I removed the pedal and took the shell off and put the shell back on, then it just went on, you know. And what took me an hour was to screw it back together again. So I was going nuts. Nuts, man. It's all good. My knee stings a bit. I put, it's hot today, it's like 22 degrees. I put my my leotards on under my pants, that I don't bleed on my pants. I was gonna wear different clothes, but I just said, screw it, man. I'll bleed on these ones. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, and it's bug season now, man. So on the way here, I got 2 bugs in my eyes. One in this one and one in that one, you know what I mean? I've been doing my catching flies with chopsticks training, but yeah, that's a bit too much. So there's one still stuck in here, man. Time for some glasses. Time to wear some glasses or goggles or something. It's the little things in life. But my wheel is in one piece. It's slightly better screwed together than it was yesterday. So yeah, I don't know if a bodyguard would have helped, but maybe I'll just stop talking about getting a bodyguard and getting a bodyguard. Stop. Maybe I'll stop talking about getting a bodyguard and just get a bodyguard. That would be something, eh? That would be something. Ride it, ride it. So I was riding after I screwed the wheel back together, and then on my way home I was started to go up a small incline, and the pedals just shifted, and I'm like, you know. So one thing is the scraping sound. So okay, the scraping sound, blah blah blah. So I stopped, I inspected the wheel, and like the motor is tilted in relation to the rest of the wheel, right? So the motor unit is at one angle and the rest of the wheel is at another angle. So there's like a rubbing going on there. So the rubbing is the rubbing. The rubbing is the rubbing, right? But, man, when I went up that hill and the pedals did like a then I tried to repeat it a few times, and then I went up a hill and it repeated again, and then I did a hard brake, and I did a hard brake, and it skipped the magnets, right? So it skipped the magnets, and it tried to throw me on my ass, but I countered forward. So then I kept on riding, and I went down a hill, and while I was going down the hill I did the same. I threw myself back, you know, and smacked on the rear of the pedal. So I basically overleaned the 16X backwards, and it did the same, you know. It gave way, and it's just like that. Then I went up to a fence, and I held up onto a fence, and I overleaned it back, and I overleaned it forward. And I looked at the amps, and at the amps it's maybe like a 10 or 12 amps or something like that. So usually people will get these problems on their wheels if they have a problem with the Hall sensor, or if they have a problem with the pedal hangers actually not being screwed on properly. And if you think about the wheel being tilted and all of that, you know. Now on 10% battery I did 13 kilometers. On the way home though, after the crash, I hit 45, you know. You have to sort of like ask yourself, should you be testing the wheel in that way? But, you know, I get really anxious about those kind of things. So let's see if the reporting system says anything about the parts here. So we can look at the device info in the Kingsong app, and it's not complaining about anything. It says that the output current is normal, motor temp normal, motor hall normal, gyroscope normal, and so on and so on. So it's not complaining, and I got the serial number and so on and so on. So yeah. So, you know, I'm gonna unscrew it again, and I'm gonna see if I can realign the motor with the rest of the wheel, and I am also going to check if the pedal hanger and the actual motor assembly is screwed on right. But yeah, that was the addendum from today's horror show. And you know, if you want to talk about the 16X quality and so on and so on, I've done 8,400 kilometers, dropped it maybe 20-30 times. Today was the first time that I dropped it at speed, and yeah, you know, my knee burns, my elbow burns, I'm limping a bit on my left foot, and you know, the shell was a bit of a pain to get back on. But 8,400 kilometers is most people will ever ride their wheels anyway. So now the question is, would I get another 16X? Man. Or would I get an 18XL? I can't do it, Captain. I can't do it. Can't do 84 volts. I got a Nikola coming, but I got this MSX, you know, that has 10,300 kilometers on it also. So that one's a ticking time bomb as well, but it's solid as a rock. It hasn't had it's had one high speed fall, and that was with Monica. She got busted up good. Yeah, so that's the way it is, you know. You crash on anything, and it'll break, and then some break less and some break more. The MSX doesn't break that bad. 16X breaks a little more, and the Nikola can split as well, but it's got like a sort of like a more bouncy kind of plastic, a more flexible plastic on the Nikola, and not as brittle And the 18XL is a really good tank. The 18XL can really take a beating. But yeah, I like the torquiness of this 1.05 firmware with a 1.4 control board, so maybe I'll buy someone else's wheel. Something, I don't know, just the combination of the exposed tire, the high pedals, the nice angle of everything. It's a one of a kind, this wheel. I think when it comes to riding feel, that no other wheel can compete, and that makes me a bit anxious when I'm gonna buy another wheel. But in the end, whatever we get, we'll get used to. Maybe I'll end up with 2 Nicolas or M Super Pro. Yeah, another chunky clunky wheel. I'm gonna try that one in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Alright, I'm gonna spend the rest of the evening contemplating. We out. Ripperino. New motor. Look at them pedal hangers. Delicious. Bent as hell.